Welcome to the changing rooms. I'm here with Kenny Langford, the main man, the boss of AFC Darwin. He's the owner and current, I'd say, interim manager until we're ready to move on, I think. So, welcome, Kenny, to our first ever sort of podcast, I'd like to call it.
Yeah.
We've been planning this I've had it in the plan for since I took over in June. Unfortunately, due to circumstances and the pitch and everything like that over the summer and manager leaving in September, we've not been able to get to it. But I think everything's calmed down now. How's it been since the summer for you, do you think?
Football-wise or busy-wise? What do you mean?
Football-wise.
Football-wise, been a bit hard work, hasn't it? You know. Parting company with Luke Evans, who I thought were doing a half decent job. I thought he brought some good players to the club and thought he had a long future. A bit of time once he'd learned the non-league. But that changed and he wanted to do the pastures, so I didn't want to bring another manager in straight away and upset the players. You know, I've been in this, I've been around this league a long time, and too many changes you can end up losing good players, and we wanted to just steady the ship, and that's why I thought, well, I'll have to do it again, won't I, for a while. Hence why I brought you in, Neil.
Thanks. No, I know what you mean, because it can all be unsettled, but I think the problem we had is when Luke left in September and we thought, yeah, we're onto a good thing here, everything was going well. Fair enough, the first 9 games, we'd got 10 points out of the first 9 games, we'd knocked out the FA Vars, and then he decided to leave. But when he left with players, some very good players as well, and it sort of... I think that's where you then stepped in. Rather than getting another manager, that's when you stepped in.
Yeah, it was just, like you say, he did bring a few good players into the club, and obviously some felt loyal to him, and I respect that. So I released a few for him, and and wished him all best to pastures new. But that's something I don't really worry about. When you've had a non-league club for as long as I've had one, and you see beyond that, and you look at the bigger picture, don't you? Players come and go, managers come and go. But I knew I had a nucleus of good players there, and just thought, why they're not playing?
Yeah.
They were great players, but they weren't playing together. They weren't together. So it was easy, really, for me to say. Obviously, I had Colin and John, who were really keen to stay and really want to do things professionally. And I was really chuffed they wanted to stay on. And then obviously I asked you to come and help assist me and stuff, to take a bit of workload off, because obviously I've still got to overlook all the club, the reserves, youth, the junior teams and stuff, which it upsets me when I don't get time to go and watch them. So it was important that I had good help with yourself, and you know me, I love a big changing room. I love to have a lot of camaraderie and all the technical stuff. I'd rather, if the player's good enough, he'll play at this level. If he's not. But where I take my enjoyment out of it is making good players into much better players, individually. So yeah, it's been hard. It's been hard. Time scale was really difficult, because I would have brought someone else in if it would have been end of season or something like that. But I've got the bug back, and I've enjoyed it a little bit as well. So we're enjoying it. Yeah,
and you've hit the nail on the head a little bit, where you said the players weren't a unit, and they weren't when Luke left. That was nothing to do with Luke. It was just the transition of Luke leaving, and the players that were left. And I think we all said at the time, good players don't become bad overnight. It was just getting them back to being good again.
That's right, that's what I said to you.
We lost against AFC Liverpool 8-0, which was a very bad day.
It was a bad day for me.
But 8 of those players played against AFC Liverpool at home, and we won 1-0. So we turned them from losing 8-0 to 1-0. So these players, we've obviously had to do something in between and gel these players in. Yes, we've got a couple of new players come and help gel the team.
That's good. I'm impressed with you there, Neil, because I don't look at stats, the one, but I didn't actually know that there were 8 of the same squad played at the Liverpool game, and then turned out at home against the Liverpool game. So I didn't know that. But if you look at it, obviously there was something wrong then. Something wrong. So listen, they're great lads. I've got a great group of players, and then when you're bringing players in, we're not one of them clubs where we can start chucking hundreds of pounds at players, for wages and stuff like that. So what we build this club on is camaraderie and wanting to be here and wanting to play for each other as well as yourself.
Yeah.
And if there's players coming to this club and they're coming here to play for themselves, well, it's got home and away on them doors. And if you come here to play for yourself, and you're in wrong dressing room.
Yeah.
As you'll know, Neil, part of running non-league football clubs is about having happy camp, having a big camaraderie, and get the best out of your players. And if we get 1 or 2 that moves on for bigger prospects, brilliant. I'll go and watch them when I get a day off.
Yeah.
But do I want players coming through the door for the sell? Use this club as a stepping stone? Absolutely not.
I think the stepping stone for us is we are the stepping stone. We move up the leagues. If they want to move up the league, stay with us, and we'll take them. Well, hopefully we'll take them with them.
We've had great investors we've had a great investor in the club who's been like sort of my right hand man for a long time. In Mr. Wild and the sponsorship through WEC, they've backed us up, and Mr. Wild's gone out his way to find extra sponsors and to try and we say when he was chairman, but to be honest, he's never really, even though he's not got the title of the chairman anymore, he's still the chairman. My missus, Sarah, who is the lady chairman at the moment, she still goes to him for advice, and he's still here. He's here every week, and he supports us, and without his help and I suppose my vision a bit as well, and his vision and our wishes. We want to push the club to an higher level. This is why we've put a brand new 3G pitch in, and this is why we've made the changing rooms into. We want to get ready for Evo stick football, and it's just if we can get the right budget and to try and get the lads, rather than training, rather than the lads coming in training once a week and getting what they get, which is only like petrol money really. If we could get them on a bit more, and then you can ask them to come and train a bit more often. I'm sure we don't have to tweak a couple of players, and I think we could go and win League Above and probably even compete League Above that. If I can keep this group of players together, I believe in them that much. I really do. And that's coming from second from bottom, to where we are, neither here nor there at minute in league. You still got to believe we can go on and keep. The people talk about winning promotions, and I'm not. We just win it. We try and win every game, and let's see where we are.
That's the thing. It's like we can play on here, and we've got possibly the most perfect surface now compared to everybody else. This time last year, we'd have been called off every game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to play on this, would I?
No.
No good to me.
But now it's like the surface is perfect. The lads have got used to it. They're training on it, and they're passing. They're passing the ball around with ease. But then the next week, we're away from home on a sloped pitch that's wet, that's muddy. And it's like they've got to change their game. So that means you must have to adapt your team talk. You must have to adapt what players you're playing. Because some people are fair weather players, and some people, you know, they want to get stuck in.
That's all about managing a new team I've just took over. Obviously, I managed it with Luke last year until this year, until I handed it over, and then, you know, but players go away pre-season, they come back, different attitudes, and yeah, so it takes a little bit of time to get to realise, you know, what players are up for it when it's pissing down and hail thrown in and bad surface, and then knowing which players you can play and which players you can't. But, you know, I think Chadderton game, that's what you're referring to. It's a bit of a learning curve for this squad. But I'm sure if we went there next Saturday, it's same weather conditions, same squad, I'm sure it'd be a different result. I think they were very lucky out there.
I don't think there's a game I've ever seen where we've had that many outstanding goals. I mean, a lot of them from outside the area, 30, 40 yarders. Yeah. I think there was only one. It was our goal, which was a tap-in from about 5 yards out. But the rest of them,
I think Creech
no, it was. Creech got one from about 7 yards out, and then Sam Knowles got a little tap-in. But all of their goals were absolutely 30, 40 yards out.
Yeah, they'll never hit them again, will they? You know,
yeah, it was a one-off. Yeah.
I think they were more. I think we were celebrating after the game. I think they won fucking league or something. You know.
Yeah.
It was. You know, if that's a football team, I'll be. You know, it won't be a way I'd be like to set up. We had to change away and go a little bit long at times in game because the pitch was so bobbly. Be a totally different game. Come to our place.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you that.
Talking about our place, massively changed. Over the summer, obviously for 7-8 games away from home because of pitch. We've changed all the facilities. We've created this amazing changing rooms, not just ours, but the away changing room as well has been changed. And then most beautiful surface that you can play on. How's that for you? Because you've been here, you've been here 10, 11 years now? Maybe wrong, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less.
2012, I think I took over, and then managed a couple of years before that. Managed to get us out of West Lancs League and promote us into this league. Yeah, so
big changes then have happened since then. Even with the clubhouse.
Yeah.
So when you took over with the clubhouse changing.
Yeah, we've done all that up. All, you know, helped by sponsors and our graft and volunteers. Running a football club like this, you know, a lot of people going about Bake up Borough, you know, that, oh, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's not that, it's not that. You know, it's run by a family volunteers who all get stuck in, graft hard, not very little sponsorship. And they stay in Football League, you know, they're on the pyramid. Sad that they don't get an FA Cup. I've read some comments about them not getting an FA Cup and totally agree with him. Teams are coming into this league, they chuck money at it. They rent a ground, they rent a pitch, they rent some sports centre facility, no atmosphere, walk around a big steel fence to watch game. Is this really what the North West Counties Football League, who I'm very proud to be part of, is that what it's becoming? Because if it is, I don't know whether I want to be part of it, or I don't know whether I want Dawn Football Club to be part of it. Some of the grounds we meet today, I don't mind if roof's blowing off, pitch is boggy. Let's have a bit of history, and let's have a bit of hard work, and let's have a bit of, you know, the old school non-league football. Let's keep where we should be.
Yeah, and I agree 100%. This is my first year with you at this level. I was here last year, but obviously with the reserves, and it's completely different grounds. You go into a lot of cow fields in the reserves where they play, but where we play, we should be playing on decent surfaces and going to actual old-fashioned grounds. And I think the best old-fashioned ground we've been to this season would be Bake-Up. They are like us, where they've got a ground and you can walk around it, and you go to some of these grounds and you have to stop at a certain level because you can't walk down one side. And I thought
no atmosphere.
The atmosphere has disappeared.
No.
Or what they're trying to do is contain it all into one area to make it look busy.
Don't get me wrong, there is still a few there. You know, not just Bacup. Daisy Hill. You know, I'm a massive fan of Daisy Hill. What they do there, with a small committee and run that football club. Keep it to a, you know, you'll get there. There's no litter. It's always tidy. The pitch is always.
I think they spent quite a bit of money on their pitch, didn't they? To
yeah, but
to
even
get it
so,
leveled.
you know, even before that, even before they got a bit of funding, there's still a small committee who, you know, they probably only have 5 or 6 people who do everything, same as us at times. I respect I respect these clubs. These new clubs coming in, chucking money at it. Do I respect them? Absolutely not.
It's tough because we go to them and some of these teams can possibly outplay you. They've got better players and you wonder why, and it's because they're throwing more money at the players, where we have to do the hard graft in bringing players in for less money, but they want it.
Yeah.
And so we have to do the hard work with the coaching and like you said before, we've got John and Colin who stayed with us, who were unbelievable coaches, UEFA A, UEFA B coaches, ex-Blackburn and Bury academies coaches that they've been at, and they're here to help us as a club progress forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what it's all about. If you don't have good people about you, you're not going to have a successful club, are you?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we're a successful club. I'm just saying we're one of a few who are trying to be successful, trying to do the right way. What I'm saying is we're in a very it's not a level playing field anymore. That's what I've found since I've come back to managing. A lot more money involved, whereas lads usually get expenses or they'd be proud to play for the club. That seems to. That's why it's important, you know, when players. I could have signed another 12 players this season. I could have signed another 6 in last month. You know, why did I not sign them? Because they didn't have it here.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be here. They wanted to know how much the wage packet were going to be. So I don't want players like that. You've got to build something. Players have got to respect that we're off the pitch. We've got a lot of people working hard, secretaries and cheerleaders and chairmans and volunteers and, you know, media people, everybody. They all join together to try and build the club up. It's not just about, oh, I'll tell you what, we'll break away from a club, we'll be this, we'll be that, we'll name or sell this, we'll rent this ground, we've got Mick, John and Fred who's going to chuck loads of money at us, we'll pay more than every club in league and we'll get up the leagues. Well,
but if they're ground sharing, how high can they go?
Well, they'll just probably go and rent another pitch. You know, they'll go and find another club who's not as wealthy, and we'll rent it. We'll give £500 to play our own games there. It's an unfair advantage. When you've got to run a football club size of this, probably I don't know what it costs to run this, but it costs a lot of money. You know, you're up in the tens of thousands to run this club every year, and same as Bacup. You know, so for someone, you've got to raise a certain amount of sponsorship to try and help fuel your expenses bill at the end of the week, and then to have. You've got to remember, we've got to pay all them bills before we can actually give any expenses to anybody, whether it's a physio or a player or anybody. So if we've got to raise probably 10 times what they've got to raise, then surely it must be it's an unfair playing advantage.
Yeah.
So that's my niggle, you know. When people went on about not Brett. I'm on about my mate who plays in Vets, Brett. No, I'm on about Ramsborough.
Brent Peters.
You know.
Bacup.
I totally get where he's coming from. Totally get it. And I tell you what, if I had a magic one, Brett, I'd fire a few bob up there and I'd get you promoted and all, mate, because I don't like what's happening to this league neither.
Yeah. What I have found this season especially, and I don't know where it's come from, what's going on, our attendance has risen, but not just from the people of us. I'm going to give the last 2 home games, for example. The away support I think has been absolutely phenomenal. Prestwich Hayes came and brought a great number of fans with them. Put the flags up. It creates atmosphere within the club. AFC Liverpool came. Amazing fan base that they brought, and it creates atmosphere. It creates that buzz again. When it's just you, there's nobody to bounce off.
Like a bit, I know why you've asked me that, because obviously and I love a bit of banter, don't I?
Just a bit.
When you're not involved, when I've had a few breaks, and when you come back, I think the only thing you miss the banter, don't you?
Yeah.
You miss the changing room banter.
Yeah,
you miss having crack with lads, and you miss away fans slating you and
absolutely
calling you all sorts of names. It's just.
I think at Chadderton they called me Baldy and you a dwarf. Well, that's
happy days. It's like,
really, I'm bald.
Yeah,
oh, come on.
We love all that, don't we? We love all that. Yeah.
But it's fun though, isn't it? It's fun. You miss that. You miss the changing room when you stop playing, especially.
Yeah.
And you lose the changing room.
That's what you get from this league, isn't it?
Yeah.
This league's about good standard of football, do it right. There's still that crack as well. That's
absolutely. Yeah. That's definitely still there.
Good crack.
So what are the plans? I know you sort of said, we're looking to progress into Evo. Is it realistic with the club? Are we going to get there? Are we going to get the players? Do we need to then step up the players? Are the players going to step up to the next level? The next level for us is Premier Division. But still the same standard. We played Congleton Town, beat them 3-2 at their spot. 3-0 up. Went down to 10 men and won the game 3-2. We went to Radcliffe Borough, who were 3 leagues above. They're in the, I think there's a Northern Premier Division. And got beat 1-0 in the 87th minute.
Yeah.
And we had them, we were defended like Trojans for 87 minutes.
Yeah,
but it just showed. Did it not show you that these lads can do it? But can they do it for 40 games?
We might have defended for a long time in that game, but all lads knew that them. You got to remember they're playing 3 divisions above you, so they're in 2 or 3 times a week training, or twice a week and again. And it's just what I went back to before, saying if you can afford to give these players a bit more instead of expenses, to sort of give them a part-time job, sort of, to speak, totally different ball game. Yeah. Because the missus won't mind them going out twice a week, because they're bringing home an extra £100 or whatever. They're bringing home something towards mortgage, aren't they? They're not just bringing home a bit of petrol money. Do I believe that these group of players that I've got at the minute could play Evo stick? Yeah. My sons have played Evo stick and a lot higher. Yeah, I'd say we've got a fantastic group of players here at the minute. Really lucky. I said to Mark Patterson a few weeks ago, who were my old coach and manager, and we're still great mates, and he'd be back with me if I didn't have Colin and John, who were so dedicated. I'd be on phone to Mark to come back tomorrow morning. I said to him only a few weeks ago, if I can get these firing on all cylinders, this group of players, I wish we had them here when you were doing things, because you'd have won things. Because I think with this group of players the only doubt they've had is in themselves.
Yeah. Agree.
And I haven't had to coach them really much, just organise them a bit.
Yeah.
Organise them and make them believe in it, because they're all. I'd say what I found is, since Luke left, since we bought companies, they've turned out to be real men, real voices, leaders, more leaders. There's more leaders in there than there was before. Whereas before, only my captain, Carl Longsdale, would be the leader all the time.
Yeah.
Now we've got Sam Knoll stepping up. We've got Sam Holt stepping up. We've got my lad Ben coming back through from reserves and playing games, even though he's made a massive difference. Same as, you know.
Well, I think
we've had a couple of players done really well.
I think one of the. I've always said players think they can play in a certain position because that's what they want. And one thing that you did was one of the he's been an absolutely unbelievable player in probably the last 6 weeks since the Garstan game, which was an accidental placement of putting him in, was Leon Creech. He thinks he's a midfielder. We put him as the centre forward, the one man on his own. How good has that been, having him there, thinking that he couldn't do that? I can't play with my back to goal.
Yeah,
I bet you can.
Yeah,
he does it, and he's been scoring every game.
You wouldn't swap him, would you?
Absolutely not. And then the other players around him have been phenomenal. Niall Ellis on the left hand side has been, superb, helping him out. And Jamie Edwards is just one of the hardest workers I've ever seen.
He's a machine, isn't he?
In a football field.
He's a machine, isn't he? Yeah. I wouldn't like to mark him, would you? No.
No. I try and train with them.
I would like to run with him.
And Jamie Edwards is in the far corner. I'll get the ball, and before I know it, he's here next to me. He's like, "Where have you just come from?"
Yeah, he's an absolute
phenomenal.
He's brilliant. He's a credit to the club. All the three of them up there, credit to the club. But Creech has been. He's like my prodigal son. I've took him under my wing, shall I say? He's going to be great. He's a great footballer. He's going to become even greater footballer.
And he's still young.
But
they're all. That's another thing. We've got a very young side.
Yeah.
Probably the eldest in there is, like you said, your son Ben, who's 30, 31, whatever he is, and then you've got Kyle, who's the same age. But they're still young. That they've got another 5-6 years left in them.
Yeah, sometimes my skipper Carl will say, I might be done next year. It's like,
no, you won't.
What are you talking about? I play till 45. You know, it's probably can't do the same job, but you just do a different role.
Exactly.
And I know Marv. When we were struggling, when Boy Company with Luke, and we needed a steady ship. I brought my old centre half back in, who's played for me for probably 10 years. And he's 30. I think he plays. He plays in my vets team. I
think he's 36, isn't he?
In Walsh's vets team. And then pulls his boots on for us on a Saturday, and he still shows us what was he do. At Radcliffe Borough. He's kept them organised. He's an old head.
Yeah.
And listen, this young squad, innit? If I'm lucky enough to keep them together, who knows?
Yeah. Well, in another 15 years, I'll be your vets team, won't they?
Well, I hope so.
How good's the vets team at the minute? How good is that? Playing in that?
Listen,
Just formed it this year.
Yeah.
So the vets team is brand new.
Yeah.
We've gone into the Bolton Sports Fed League.
Brilliant.
And we've got into Division 3. We have got people like Kenny Langford, who played here for a long time.
Yeah.
We've got somebody called Brett Ormerod, ex-Blackpool, Southampton, up front for us.
Yeah.
How good is it?
Yeah.
To put your boots on with these boys, that the fitness has gone.
Some of them have come through with me as well,
The fitness has gone, but how good is the football that you play?
Oh, listen, we were only chatting. I wanted to do a vets team for ages, and I just happened to. And then me and Wildy were saying like, "Oh, it'd be good crack, wouldn't it?" He was like, "Yeah." And then every time we had a few boys would be like, "Yeah, we should do a vets team." And Elmore, every time we see each other at Christie or whatever, you're like, we should do a vets team. And then Wildy said, yeah, well, go on, let's do it then. I said, well, I haven't got time to do it. I said, so you're going to have to do it. He went, all right, I'll do it, let's do it. So fair play to Wildy, he said, we'll do it. Not knowing, 3 months on, he was too busy, he managed to get his pal in. And you know what? He brought Walshy in, and he's brilliant, isn't he? Walshy, he's pulled a real sign. I'm gobsmacked that he actually gets 15 or 16 players every Sunday.
Well, we were panicking, weren't we? I think in August, and they said, right, you've got to have 11 signed on by this date, and we were like, where are we going to get 11 from?
Did we have about 2?
I think me and you.
In fact, I think me and you were going to run it in end because Wildy hadn't got anybody in.
Yeah. And then Walshy, out of the bag, signed all these players, and they're the ones that are playing week in, week out. They're currently second in the league. This Sunday is actually the biggest one. They're playing top of the league, which is Farnworth.
Yeah.
And we're at home. So on our field, which we can play football on.
Fantastic.
On our surface.
New 3G pitch.
Yeah. So it should be a good game. But
we don't like playing away from home though.
No. The one thing though that I think we were saying as well at the beginning of the season is, how many of these ex-footballers will want to go away from home? Yeah, they'll want to play here and have a beer in the bar afterwards. But they all go away. They will all play away from home.
They're travelling, aren't they?
They will still do it.
I don't think they were going to. I thought, when you look in WhatsApp group, they'll go, are we home or away? First question in. Walsh, you'll put who's available. First question, home or away.
Yeah.
And then when he puts away, they go, oh shit, yeah. All right then, I'll still come. They still come.
It will still be there.
Gallagher and Dunn aren't trapped yet.
No. So Kevin Gallagher and David Dunn, who are signed on,
should be getting a game in.
I mean, David Dunn's been down to watch one, but So
fair play to Brett
Ormerod.
And Patty pulled his boots on and played well.
Mark Patterson,
but
until he realised his head was
I don't think
quicker than his legs.
I don't think his legs in that could do it Monday morning back at work.
No. And we've also got Procky as well, who used to play for Accrington Stanley. He turns up.
He turns up most weeks.
He's
a good lad, yeah.
Yeah.
Good lad.
But it's a brilliant crack as well.
Listen, never mind football. We're best footballing side of the league by a million miles.
Yeah.
But forget that. What Walsh has done and Wilder's done is, I hate to say it really, but even Denny Carney's brought a bit of a laugh. He's a funny guy.
It's true story.
True story. But no, the vets. It's just been a total success.
Yeah.
Cap off to Walshy and Wildy and even Denny Carn for helping out, making us all laugh anyway.
Yeah. Denny's very, very clever non-manager, isn't he, really? Because he'll travel with Walshy in the car
to
and
make
pick
sure
the
he
team
gets a start.
and start himself whilst they're picking the team.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
he's very clever. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll...
Walshy right. Come here, Walshy. You need to play me here.
Yeah. Well, what about the rest of us? Yeah. But it's amazing. I go down and the crack in the changing room before and afterwards. Lost, win, doesn't matter. It's always the same. Yeah, always a good crack. Yeah, it is. And they'll have a beer afterwards.
Yeah, it's great crack.
It's old school.
That's football, isn't it?
Old school.
That's football.
How it should be.
Yeah, never lose that.
No. So hopefully we'll carry on with the vets into next year, which I can't see it.
No, it's definitely happening. Yeah.
Can't see it changing. Yeah.
We'll win this league this year. Ask them to keep us down.
Yeah, we'll finish first and we'll stay in that division. Yeah, just because it's a little bit easier.
That'll do us,
yeah. We don't want to go to Salford. And
they take it serious, don't they? I'm frightened to touch it in ball with back to goal. I like to see him coming. I keep opening my body up to receive it at side because I know they're just going to come in from behind me and
that's the thing. We're older. People are older in this league, but they're still old in their head. They'll go in for a tackle.
Well, I'll say I've got to go work Monday.
Yeah, but hey, that's what football's about, though, isn't it?
Good crack.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've come to the end of our little.
We're not going to talk about Darwin Tower.
Let's have a talk about Darwin Tower. I think Darwin Tower's struggling. We need a bit of funding.
My main sponsor, WEC Group, they put a new lid on it.
Yes, they did. Yeah, when it blew off in Thwind, didn't it? As people that Thwind.
I said to you before, you said, "Oh, Ken, we're going to have a chat on camera." I said, "Well, we're going to talk about Darwin Tower."
In fact, our captain's just tried to walk in here. Our Carl Lonsdale, our captain, come on in here, sunshine. Come and sit in here behind us.
Well, you just got to sit here a minute.
Unfortunately, he hasn't got a microphone on, so he's just walking in front of the camera.
In my work gear.
He's in his. He also works for WEC Group, our main sponsor.
Our skipper's just welded our tables up.
Yeah.
Stainless steel, so he's just delivering them. What are you organising?
Delegation.
So we were just having a crack.
So Darwin Tower is, we need a bit of money for Darwin Tower, don't we, to get it restored.
I'll just take you at pace. I was just saying, our main sponsors put a new lid on it, didn't they, a few years ago? Yeah. And yeah, so it's been it's been a pleasure, Neil, and
it's been wonderful.
No doubt you're going to blag me into doing it again, aren't you?
Well, I've got a couple of ex-professional footballers for the next couple of ones. I'm not going to let you know who it is just yet, but yeah, the next couple should be quite decent. And maybe we'll get Carl on as well.
We might just get Skip. I think we'll have to.
I'll have to let you put on it.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Gaff.